The area of Watts, I know a lot of times you see the news flashes and things of that nature that talk about, you know, the impoverished areas. I have a unique and a different perspective in that being a product of this environment has taught me a lot of things. You know, you get a school education, and more importantly, you get what's considered a street education. As a fire captain here in the Los Angeles area, it helps me a lot to understand people, to be a lot more compassionate, to be a lot more understanding. The funny part is, most people don't realize that you probably have more in common with the people of Watts than you believe. The area of Watts is rich with talent, meaning with young people from athletics to great mathematical minds, things of that nature that you don't always hear about, the young scholars that make it out. And then the biggest sense of pride for me are the Watts Towers, or the towers of Simon Rodia. It shows one man's creativity to erect a monument that symbolizes hard work, struggle, and something that people looked at and said, you know, this isn't very attractive, to now people come from all over the world to view these towers.
And I moved to Los Angeles in 1984, and I was always afraid to come to Watts. And I remember having this whole stigma about the towers and it being this like mysterious place, also a dangerous place. The towers were created by a gentleman by the name of Simon Rodia. He was an Italian immigrant. 34 years, he produced this tower all by himself. It's what's called an assemblage. The towers is made up of different items that a lot of people discarded. Glass, rock, you'll see plates with tiles, seashells, pottery, and colorful bits of glass. Also, if you look at the shape of the towers is actually shaped like a boat. The tallest tower was built last and stands 99.5 feet tall and weighs 40,000 pounds. The A tower, 28 feet tall. The B tower, 13 feet tall. And there was a 7-Up plant that's not far from here at one time. And that's why you'll see a lot of the green 7-Up bottles. And for some reason, people are always compelled to want to climb them.
When I was a kid, the thing was we didn't really notice them, although they're just there. You know, they were always just the place where we had to go and get our baseball from or our football from that we kicked over the fence.
A couple years later, I ended up teaching here at the Watts Towers Art Center.
Actually, Dave was one of my mentors when I was in high school. And the great thing was, one of my big passions was comic books. And when David started doing his classes here, I thought it was a great opportunity for me to really kind of learn from somebody that wanted to give back to the community. Maybe when I turned 18 or 19, I started, doing summer jobs here, and then I did an Getty internship here in 1996. Following that internship, I was hired as an art instructor here at the Towers.
1954, he completed Towers. Then he left Los Angeles to join the rest of his family in Martinez, California. That was where he spent the rest of his life. There was citywide destruction during the 1965 Civil Rebellion in Watts, but the towers were unharmed.
So although Watts is sometimes viewed from a negative perspective, I take issue with that, in that Watts, to me, is a beautiful place where beautiful people live.
It's really all about them pursuing what they love. And I think art becomes a really powerful vehicle to help them learn how to do that. Because once you feel comfortable with sharing your art, your vision, your ideas, then it changes the way that you look at the world.